So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. How are you? Happy Friday. And listen to me sounding almost as if I don't have a cold anymore. But then again, I am a professional. Do not let me fool you, because given the chance, I will. Yeah, I don't feel that good, though. Come on, man. It is the Daily Boost from motivationtomove.com. And yes, I'm usually pretty optimistic. Even when I'm sick, my wife is laughing at me because when you're sick, it's just not pleasant. And sometimes you get kind of grumpy and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just making jokes about it. I'm just making jokes of what a big baby I am. But she's feeding me chicken soup and I'm feeling okay. And I'm really glad to have another weekend. Get to the weekend and take a break, okay? Good to have you here today. Hey, Scott Smith on Instagram. Y'all been quiet lately. You must be busy. You're not reaching out to me. Or maybe you think I'm sick and I won't answer back. But I will. Or Scott@dailyboostpodcast.com if you'd like to reach out to me. My inner circle is rocking. We had such an amazing call this week. This is not for everybody, but it's for people that really, really kind of want to get between the lines. That got a good life, got a lot of things going on, but got stuff to work on too. We'll talk a little bit about that today. If you're interested, just send a note to coaching@motivationtomove.com. And just say, Scott, I'm interested in your inner circle, or even Instagram, Hey Scott Smith. And I'll send you some info and we can talk about it. How's that? No, you don't just get to come in. You just can't join. I got to talk to you first. Need to make sure you're a good fit. Why? I protect the integrity of this group. Very important to me. That's why. All right. So today, let's have a little fun. That was kind of serious what I just said there, but sometimes I can be serious too. You'll hear me talk about purpose all the time. So that's the thing about this show. People say, Scott, where are you? Are you kind of woo-woo? Not really. Not into the woo-woo stuff too much, although it's kind of fun to play with on the weekend sometimes. Got to admit that, right? Did you hear what I just said? So I'm not into the woo-woo totally, but on the weekend, it can be fun. Sometimes I can be serious. Yes, I can be. Sometimes I'm businesslike. Sometimes I want to joke and have a good time. That's just life. That's just me. So come along for the ride, because I think you're that person too. See, I've seen a lot of serious people in my audience, and really stuffy, serious people, and I'll go out with them, and suddenly they're like a lot of fun. It's like, where'd that come from? Then Monday morning, they're serious again. I think we're all this kind of hybrid. We're all just a bit of everything. And come real close to me too now, because I think some people that are actually really, really serious about stuff, you sometimes listen today so you can be not so serious. Tell me I'm not telling the truth, right? So let me ask you something, okay? What if your life Your purpose in life, I should say, was simply to find your purpose. Not achieve it. Not perfectly define it. Ooh, a lot of people trying to do that. Not write it on a whiteboard and turn it into like a 5-year strategic plan. Seen that before too. Just find it, right? Because I noticed something over the years. People who struggle the most with purpose are usually the people trying the hardest to figure it out. They kind of sit around and kind of waiting for the lightning to strike, right? Wait, the big revelation. Waiting for the moment when the clouds part, the angels sing, and suddenly they know exactly what they're here for. Meanwhile, life is just sitting there and it's going, Hey, want to try something? Hey, they're like, nope, I'm waiting for my purpose. I'm serious. I see it all the time. People will not step out of their comfort zone as if the purpose is going to ring the doorbell, like DoorDash. I was thinking about this the other day because this time of year, we're kind of coming out of it right now, but it's big-ass goal time of the year, new habits, routines, things like that. People plan new futures for a new year. Again, we're kind of getting into the year a bit now when that's almost fading. That's great, right? But humans are wired for that. They really are. We are purpose-seeking creatures. It's kind of built into us. But here's kind of the funny part. A lot of people are chasing goals. Maybe you, not necessarily, but maybe. And you're kind of secretly thinking, I don't even know my purpose. And that makes them feel kind of behind. Like everybody else got the memo and somehow you missed it, right? Many, many years ago, when people would ask me about purpose, I realized something pretty quickly. It was well beyond my pay grade to tell anybody what their purpose was. People will often say, Scott, what's my purpose? What's my passion? Scott, motivate me. I'm like, it's so far beyond me. That's so far inside of you. It's intrinsic, right? I can't really do that. It's a dangerous business, to be honest with you. So I started giving him a very simple piece of advice. And if you've been with me for a long time, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. If you don't know your purpose is to find your purpose. That is it. That's the assignment. The moment you hear people that think about it that way and hear it that way, they're like, okay, that's interesting. They kind of relax. Because suddenly the pressure kind of disappears. If you don't know your purpose, listen, just get out of bed and go looking for it. That's all. Don't freak out about it. You're not behind. You're not lost. You're not failing in life. You're simply kind of doing the work of life. That's it. Will you find it someday? I suggest yes. I also suggest that you may not know it. Think about it, though. Searching for what you want. Kind of experimenting, kind of trying things. Ooh, that's fun. Changing direction, following your curiosity. Isn't that purpose in action? You're not wandering, you're exploring. And exploration is how we reveal ourselves, how purpose reveals itself. Not through thinking, through doing. Most people treat purpose like it's hidden and like maybe a safe or a closet. It's like a secret combination that nobody gave you. And if they think hard enough, maybe journal a bunch, meditate, the door magically opens. But life doesn't work that way, does it? Purpose usually shows up while you're moving. Life begins when you move. Evidently, purpose does too, not while you're waiting around. So psychologists have a definition for purpose. They describe this as a stable and generalized intention to accomplish something purposefully meaningful that engages the world beyond yourself. Let me say that again because I'm sick and I didn't say it well. Stable and generalized intention to accomplish something personally meaningful that engages the world beyond yourself. That is a very fancy way of saying purpose is doing meaningful things that matter to you and connect to the world around you. So notice something important. It doesn't say you must know your ultimate life mission. It doesn't say you must have a perfect vision. It just says engage in meaningful action. Which means if you wake up every single day and you do things that matter to you, you're living on purpose. Huh? So my purpose is just to go to the beach and have coffee? Maybe. Some people, I met a guy one day who said, my purpose is happy hour. I said, okay, cool.
I'm not giving up.
I am selling the building.
The final season of FX's The Bear.
The restaurant is flooded.
Everything's either going to be okay.
No, stop. We are outgunned and we are outmanned, but we have each other.
FX's The Bear, the final season. All episodes now streaming on Disney+.
You're living on purpose. Even if you're still figuring out the bigger picture. Even if you think there's more for you. And I think most people do. But that's okay. You don't have to have one purpose in your life, by the way. You can have several. You can have many, many, many of them. Could change every week. I don't know. There's a philosopher you may have heard, Viktor Frankl. He was a neurologist and a psychiatrist. He survived Nazi concentration camps. He wrote the classic, Man's Search for Meaning. If you've never read it, you ought to. I read it every couple of years. I've got an old torn copy. It's probably the only book I actually read in a book anymore. Almost everything else is ebook now. But he said something very powerful. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say life becomes unbearable when you don't know your perfect purpose. He said life becomes unbearable when you stop seeking meaning. There's a difference. The search itself creates meaning. Movement creates meaning. Engagement creates meaning. Purpose grows out of participation. Crazy, isn't it? You ever thought about it like this? I bet not. I've done this many years now, professionally speaking. And I've thought about it a ton. Plus, I've had tons of people I've had to coach. So I've actually had to have the answers and think this through and really, really research it. And just over time, I've just observed it. Observational motivation is what I practice. That means I just pay attention to what's working. Which brings us back to you, by the way. If you're sitting and thinking, Scott, I still do not know my purpose. Good. That means you're still alive. You're still curious. You're still engaged in the process. The real danger is when you stop asking. I see it all the time. When you stop exploring, when you stop trying things, when you let life get small. That's when people drift. And that's when they end up walking into the kind of the metaphysical Las Vegas casino of life. They're hoping the house has their back. Let me give you a hint here. The house always wins, all right? Always does. So if you're going to bet on something, bet on your curiosity. Bet on your exploration. Bet on the idea that you can learn your way forward. You can. So what do you actually do with this idea? This crazy little idea that I'm kind of relieving all the pressure and saying, hey, man, your purpose is to find your purpose. A couple of things first. Give yourself permission to explore. I call it exploring the possibilities. You are not required to have an answer today. Yes, I have done it. This week, my one thing this week is to find my purpose. I realized a long time ago, I'm sitting right now today in my purpose. I may not do it very well, but I have a good time. You're not required to have an answer today or tomorrow or by the end of the weekend. Just try things. Start projects. Learn some skills. Have some conversations. Do something different. Follow that little spark of interest. Purpose leaves breadcrumbs. It does. You kind of find it by walking on the trail. A lot of people sit around trying to think their way into purpose. Can't do that. Got to move. It's all about movement. Second, pay attention to what energizes you, because not what impresses people. That's not what looks good on LinkedIn or Instagram or something like that, but what actually makes you feel alive. When something lights you up, that's information. Follow it. Careful with social media, by the way. I've seen people light up and find their purpose the day they decided not to participate in social media. They had no idea it was going to happen when they gave it up. Watch out. It comes in strange places. Thirdly, build a peaceful base. You'll hear me mention that all the time. And the reason I do is not because I made it up one day, because I just recognize that you guys are hot messes. That the basis of life, the basics, paying the bills, having a relationship, being in love, having a social network, all that kind of stuff, that if you didn't have that, you were going to fall apart eventually because you didn't have the support you needed. So you need a peaceful base. So build what I call a peaceful base and never let it go. Is it going to be perfect all the time? No, it's not. Your foundation, your habits, your routines, your stability. When your base is strong, you have the freedom to explore without panic. You know that, without chaos, without desperation. You know it. And purpose grows best from a very stable place, not from stress. Think about that. Maybe not you. Maybe you've never been there, but I bet you've seen somebody there. Man, they need to chill, right? Finally, So stop trying to force the answer. Purpose really, it doesn't show up. Like, here it is, purpose. It doesn't do that. Most of the time, it sneaks up on you. You look back after a couple of years, you can go, oh, that's what I've been building. Life is a funny way of connecting dots once you start moving. That's why I say life begins when you move. Movement equals momentum. When you move, momentum is inevitable. When you have momentum, you can do anything. But you got to move. Let me land this for you, okay? If you're searching on purpose for your purpose, you're already living it. If you're curious, you're on the path. If you're experimenting, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Purpose isn't a destination, it's a direction. Maybe that's the way to think about it, huh? It's just a direction. And the people who live the most meaningful lives are the ones who figured it out early. They're the ones who stayed engaged in the search. They're me. I do that every single day. People look at me all the time. They're like, what are you doing, man? I'm just doing, man. I'm exploring and doing my thing. And life has been really good for me. Been as good for me as it's been for you, for sure. Good and bad, for sure. But I'm just always exploring. So I do this job. One day I explored. I said, I don't like cubicles. I don't like bosses. To hell with you. I'm out of here. I'll do a podcast instead. A few quick truths before I go. Nobody really knows exactly what they're doing. That's the first thing. Look around you right now. I know. It feels like everybody knows what they're doing. They don't. They're fakers. They're frauds. The people who look like they do are moving just a little faster, maybe. Purpose usually shows up after you start. I know you're sitting there, if I have my purpose, I'll go do it. No, go do something and purpose will arrive. It will. Not before. And if you're moving forward, you're probably already ahead of the game. Standard message I've given for 20 years now. In fact, the more I live and the more I do this job, the more I interact with tens of thousands of people, the more I get really tired of talking about the same thing again and again and again. I get out of bed and I go, let's do it again. This again works. So relax a little, man. Stay curious. Follow those breadcrumbs. And just remember, if you don't know your purpose is to go find your purpose. Just kind of bumble and stumble around until you run into it. It's right there. It's a pretty good way to live, I think. Show up awake, and that's a good thing. Sometimes the purpose is finding an ice cream truck and a creamsicle bar. Oh, yeah. Where did that come from? I have no idea.